directive to the committee secretary to call the respondent to give her the opportunity to present evidence, including counter evidence to the evidence presented by COA. COMSEC.
May we know if the respondent vice president is present today? The respondent is not present today, Madam Chair.
Let it be part of our record that we called again the vice president so that she may be so that an oath may be administered on her, and so she may be allowed to present her evidence. But up to this time, she hasn't arrived to our impeachment hearing. We direct again the committee secretary to call again the vice president to give her opportunity to present evidence. COMSEC?
May we know if the respondent vice president is present today? The respondent is not present today, Madam Chair.
Let it be part of the record that we called again the vice president and she continues to be not around. The intention of calling her is to extend the continuing opportunity to present her evidence, including counter evidence to the testimony that was given by Attorney Michael Poa. The Honorable Dilima.
I wish to make a motion, Madam Chair.
Yes, the committee is ready to hear your motion.
I respectfully move for the issuance of subpoena ad testificandum and duces tecum to former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV, requiring him to appear at the next hearing on April 22, 2026, and produce documents relative to unexplained or ill-gotten wealth and non-disclosure of assets in the SALNs of the Vice President. May I briefly explain? On the matter of unexplained or ill-gotten wealth and non-disclosure of assets in the SALNs of the Vice President, the testimony and the documents from Senator Trillanes will be very relevant. Senator Trillanes was cited in the Sabali et al. Complaint in relation to the specific allegation on VP Duterte's assets, specifically in footnote number 98, about those money deposited in bank accounts under her name and those that she jointly owns with her father, her husband, or her siblings. In addition, we recall that Senator Trillanes appeared and testified before the House Quadcom committee hearings during the 19th Congress as to the bank accounts of the former president and his family, which includes the respondent Vice President Sara Duterte. I so move, Madam Chair.
There is a motion to issue subpoena to Senator Sonny Trillanes,
Ad testificandum.
including the production of documents. So this is ad testificandum and duces tecum. This is with regards to the allegation of unexplained wealth of the Vice President.
Second, Madam Chair.
The motion has been seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. The committee is directed to issue the necessary subpoena ad testificandum to Senator Sonny Trillanes for him to appear on our next hearing on April 22, 2026 at 10 o'clock in the morning at the People's Center of the House of Representatives, as well as the issuance of subpoena duces tecum for the production of relevant documents to the allegations of unexplained wealth of the Vice President, likewise to be made available on the same schedule of the hearing.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Sendanya.
Madam Chair, may I confirm if the committee is in receipt of a letter request from this representation?
I just received the letter just now. You may want to manifest the content of your letter.
Yes, Madam Chair. The letter is a request to the committee that the Anti-Money Laundering Council be issued a subpoena subpoena duces tecum and ad testificandum, directing it to produce reports of covered transactions and suspicious transactions reported by any and all banks to the AMLC involving Sara Duterte Carpio and or Manasseh Carpio, covering the period from 2006 to 2025, and any and all investigation reports or related reports or documents prepared by the AMLC involving such reported covert transactions or suspicious transactions. And in the event that no such records exist, to certify the same. Additionally, I respectfully request that the respected documents be furnished to the Committee on Justice on or before the April 22, 2026 hearings to allow for prior review. I so move, Madam Chair.
Second.
There is a motion to issue subpoena ad testificandum to the Anti-Money Laundering Council to appear on our next hearing, that is April 22, 10 o'clock in the morning at the People's Center of the House of Representatives, as well as the issuance of subpoena duces tecum with respect to the AMLA reports of covered transactions and suspicious transactions reported by any and all banks involving Vice President Sara Duterte and or husband Manasseh Carpio, covering the period from 2006 to 2025, including all investigation reports or related reports or documents prepared by the AMLA involving such reported and suspicious, reported covered transactions or suspicious transactions. And in the event that no such records exist, a certification of the same. I heard that the same has been seconded by the
Chair.
Honorable De Lima. Honorable Jokno, you have a manifestation?
Yes, Madam Chair.
You may proceed.
Actually, on March 5, I had filed a letter request as well with the committee, which also made a substantially similar request for a subpoena to the Anti-Money Laundering Council. It's pretty much the same, except that, Madam Chair, in my request, I had also asked for any reported suspicious or covered transactions, not only involving Sara C. Duterte and Mans Carpio, but also those that may be with other persons or members of her family. Perhaps we could just merge the two requests so that isa na lang pong subpoena ang i-issue if the committee will approve.
May we know if the Honorable Sandanya is willing to amend the motion so as to include the other members of the family of the Vice President?
Yes, Madam Chair, and I am amending the motion as stated.
For the benefit of the Justice members, kindly restate the motion. Either Honorable Sendanya or the Honorable Jokno, after all, you are joining this motion for issuance of subpoena to AMLA, including the production of the relevant documents.
Madam Chair, I move that the Anti-Money Laundering Council be issued a subpoena duces tecum and ad testificandum, directing it to produce reports, covered transactions, and suspicious transactions reported by any and all banks to the AMLC involving Sara Duterte Carpio and or Manasseh Carpio and other family members, covering the period from 2006 to 2025, and any and all investigation reports or related reports or documents prepared by the AMLC involving such reported covert transactions or suspicious transactions, and in the event that no such records exist, to certify the same. Additionally, I respectfully request that the requested documents be furnished to the Committee on Justice on or before the 22nd of April to allow for prior review. I so move, Madam Chair.
There is an amended motion to issue subpoena ad testificandum to AMLC, as well as subpoena duces tecum for the production of report on covered transactions and suspicious transactions submitted by any and all banks pertaining to the Vice President, husband Manasseh Carpio, and the other family members.
Madam Chair,
The Honorable Acosta.
just a quick clarification on to the other members. Sino po yung included? Kasi parang hanggang saan degree? Yung mga kapatid lang po ba? Pinsan?
May we direct the Honorable Sendanya or Honorable Jokno to kindly be specific about the family members included in the subpoena.
The request, Madam Chair, is for any recovered or suspicious transactions which include Vice President Sara Duterte and or her with other members of her immediate family. So that would include the parents and the sibling, aside from the husband who's already mentioned, Mr. Manasseh Carpio.
We are temporarily suspending. The chair understands that the justice member are having concerns on the amended motion of the Honorable Sendanya and the Honorable Jokno. So we are giving the floor to them to state the final motion.
Madam
Are you
Chair-
withdrawing first the amended
Yes.
motion?
Madam Chair, to simplify matters, I am withdrawing my motion to amend the request of my
Let it be
colleague.
placed on record that the amended motion has been withdrawn. Now let's hear the final motion of the Honorable Sendanya and the Honorable Jokno.
For the guidance of the members of the Committee on Justice, I am reverting to the original motion as stated in the letter request that was submitted to the committee yesterday. I respectfully request that the Anti-Money Laundering Council be issued a subpoena duces tecum and ad testificandum, directing it to produce reports of covered transactions and suspicious transactions reported by any and all banks to the AMLC involving Sara Duterte Carpio and or Manasseh Carpio, covering the period from 2006 to 2025, and any and all investigation reports or related reports or documents prepared by the AMLC involving such reported covert transactions or suspicious transactions. And in the event that no such record exists, to certify the same. Additionally, I respectfully request that the documents be furnished to the Committee on Justice on or before April 22, 2026 to allow for prior review. So move, Madam Chair.
There is a motion raised by the Honorable Sendanya, joined by the Honorable Jokno. Do I hear a second? The same has been seconded. Is there any objection? Hearing none, the motion is granted. The committee is directed to issue subpoena duces tecum and subpoena ad testificandum to the Anti-Money Laundering Council for their appearance on April 22, 10 o'clock in the morning at People's Center of the House of Representatives, as well as for the production of reports of covered transactions and suspicious transactions reported by any and all banks to the AMLC involving Sara Duterte Carpio and or Manasseh Carpio, covering the period from 2006 to 2025, and any and all investigation reports or related reports or documents prepared by the AMLC involving such reported covered transactions or suspicious transactions, and in the event that no such records exist, to certify the same. The committee is further directed to state in the subpoena the submission of these documents on or before April 22, 2026. If there are no other matters,
Madam Chair.
the Honorable Ko.
And Madam Chair, just a final question, because in the past hearing, we requested the Ombudsman and we issued a subpoena for the production of their statements of assets and liabilities net worth. Has the same been received by the committee?
We haven't received the SALN from the Ombudsman, and the Chair is reminded to reiterate our invitation because a subpoena has been issued already. As a matter of fact, the Ombudsman was here earlier, except that there was a miscommunication that they will not be called today when we are supposed to receive the documents already. Nonetheless, for the record, we are inviting the Ombudsman, the BIR, the SEC, to attend our hearing on April 22, 10 o'clock in the morning at People's Center, and to submit the documents subject of their subpoena, should the same be still with them. Although I wish to state for the record that for some resource persons who were here this morning and were soon excused, they have submitted already their documents. But for Ombudsman, I know that they have not submitted the SALN.
Thank you.
Honorable Ko.
Thank you for the clarification, Chair. We'd just like to receive copies of the documents that have already been made available after the compliance of the subpoenas of various agencies. Thank you, Chair.
For purposes of clarity, we direct the committee secretariat to send invitation. Send invitation to OMB, BIR, and SEC so that they will be attending our hearing on April 22 at 10 o'clock in the morning. And for them also to submit the documents, subject matter of the prior subpoena. If there are no other matters, the justice members wish to raise.
Madam Chair, I move to adjourn.
Perhaps it should be a motion to suspend.
I withdraw that. I move to suspend the hearing.
There is a motion to suspend. The same has been seconded. The motion is granted. The hearing is hereby suspended.